So today, we have the very, very special privilege of welcoming to Occidental College our mayor, Antonio Villaraigosa. We are particularly privileged to have him today, as we were just talking about, on the eve of the 15th United Nations Climate Change Conference in Copenhagen. It's a place where representatives from the United Nations, as well as mayors from all cities across the globe, will be coming together to plot approaches to addressing a daunting global problem of climate change. One of these leaders will be our very own, a mayor for many, many years, longer than many of you have been around, has led the efforts of environmental sustainability and justice here in Los Angeles. Born and raised in Boyle Heights here in East LA, the mayor started out in public service as a labor organizer. While in high school, he volunteered with the farm workers movement, led student walkouts, and organized an African American student union. By the age of 25, he was elected president of a local union, and over the next 15 years, he continued his work as a labor organizer with the Service Employees International Union, and later the United Teachers of Los Angeles. He is a lawyer by training. He served as the president of the Los Angeles chapter of the ACLU and the American Federation of Government Employees. In 1994, he was elected to serve in the state legislature and was elected shortly after to be our assembly speaker, the first speaker from Los Angeles in more than a quarter of a century. While in Sacramento, he spearheaded a $9.1 billion initiative to rebuild and modernize California's schools. He led a $2.1 billion initiative effort to provide parks and open space throughout the state, particularly here in Los Angeles. He helped fund an extensive expansion of water quality improvement and authored the state health insurance program, Healthy Families. He entered local government in 2003, leaving Sacramento to serve as our council representative here in the 14th District, and in 2005 was elected mayor, the city's first Latino mayor since 1872. That's good. His election, one that is powerfully captured in the documentary The New Los Angeles, which you should know we require all our UEP and politics students to watch, marks an important progressive turn in LA politics. It was an exciting political time here in LA, where multiple movements, the environmental movement, the labor movement, the housing movement, the health movement, all came together under a single banner of social justice in our city. His campaign, for example, did for me what the Obama campaign did for many of you all, bringing hope and activism to the electoral arena and creating important opportunities for innovative and progressive solutions to the city's most pressing problems. In all his years of service, the mayor has been an important friend and ally to Occidental College. He is a progressive leader who has committed himself to a sustainable city that links environmental goals with goals of economic equity and environmental justice. He's a mayor that recognizes the importance of leading from the top and organizing from the bottom in order to create long-term lasting change. He's a mayor that recognizes that if we can solve problems here in LA, there is great hope that problems even as daunting as climate change can be solved at the global scale. So 2 years ago, the mayor put forth a bold climate plan called Green LA, an action plan to lead the nation in fighting global warming. In this plan, he put forward an ambitious goal to reduce greenhouse gas emissions here in the city to 35% below 1990 levels by the year 2030. Some of the most respected scientists and environmental leaders in our city actually thought this was too ambitious. Yet, as we will hear, we are well on our way to meeting those goals. Under his leadership, the city's Department of Water and Power has been working with Occidental's community to develop a campus solar project, a project that will reduce our energy footprint here on campus, but also set up a model for energy education and community partnership. The mayor has taken strong leadership to ensure that our port, the largest in the United States and the 7th largest in the world, operate in a way that protects the environment and ensures sustainability and livability for all who live, work, play, and go to school in neighborhoods around the port. Last year, Oxy's Urban and Environmental Policy Institute, along with the Green LA Coalition, which is a coalition of environmental and environmental justice activists in the city, worked with the city to put together a public participation strategy in order to achieve these bold goals of the mayor's climate plan. There were two particular recommendations in that report that I want to bring forward today. The first, that City Hall and all the departments that make up our city government needed to take immediate action to work with the public, all Los Angelinos who actually are engaged on the ground already in the work of climate change. And we wanted City Hall to support that work. And secondly, and why we're all here today, is to harness the vision and energy of the youth of Los Angeles. So here we are. We want to thank you, Mr. Mayor, for taking leadership on climate change and for engaging with and inspiring all of us here at Occidental College and across the city who have been working on issues of sustainability. There is much, much, much more to do. The challenges will be daunting, but we are glad to be doing this with you. As you depart for Copenhagen, we are glad to have the opportunity to share the concerns, activism, and solution of our Oxy students. As you know, our students are committed, they're visionary, they're practical idealists, yet they are not alone in this city. Students and youth from across all neighborhoods in the city share their vision and activism for a greener, more sustainable, and more just planet. They certainly inspire us here in Los Angeles, and thanks to you sharing their voices in Copenhagen, we're sure that they will inspire others as well. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Martha. Well, Martha said some very generous things about me, and let me just say, if she believes all those things, I want to know why she's turned me down 10 times now to be a commissioner in the city of Los Angeles. Maybe because she's doing too much work here at the university, here at Occidental College, but thank you for that very generous introduction. And I walked here, you know, half the time I walked from one event to another, and I wasn't sure if I was going to be in a big auditorium here or a courtyard. Is this absolutely sensational? What a beautiful day here in the City of the Angels, and a campus that I know very, very well. You said a lot about me. You didn't say I got an honorary degree from Occidental. Yeah, I'm a graduate. And let me just say how great it is to be back here. As soon as I walked into the courtyard, I said to my staff, I am not giving that speech. It's just too beautiful. Wanted to walk around like I usually do. Well, this one, I guess, can't do that. But I know there must be one that I can. There it is. I wanted to walk around and be able to have more of a conversation, but I guess that'll be for the second part of this event. And I guess they want me to kind of lay out what we're going to be talking about in a few days at Copenhagen. Again, thank you for opening up your campus, and to all of you. You mentioned, Martha, my campaign. Actually, as I recall, you got involved in that campaign in 2001, and there are a number of people. I saw Norma and Peter and others who were involved in that campaign, and there were many students from Occidental involved. Obviously, there's been a change in the student body since then, but I just want to acknowledge this entire campus, the professors, the students here. This is a campus that I have a very long connection with from my days as an assembly member in 1994 when I represented Occidental, to the years as majority whip, majority leader, speaker of the California State Assembly, and then in that run for mayor in 2001, when I became a council member in 2003, and now I've represented you as mayor. So it's great to be back. And I want to say that you mentioned, Martha, the connection, the nexus, if you will, between the environment and social justice. And early on in my political life, I understood and saw that connection. In fact,